Hey, what's up guys? I am back again with another brand new tutorial, and I'm going to show you guys how to complete the full main Easter egg guide for Astro Malorum and to get the new skin for Nikolai called the Bottle Up. So please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Let's get right into this tutorial. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to head to the observatory and you want to explore the area, and once you have done that you want to look for two missing components around the map, and one will be located in near a dead body, and you want to pick up the harmonic component, which is near Jug. Now the next location for the missing component is located in the middle of this ritual room, that's what I call it, and you want to pick up this last harmonic component, and once you have picked out the item you want to start repairing it inside the observatory, and you're going to be in the middle of a lockdown sequence, and it'll only last for like 45 seconds or so, and you have to survive. And once you have done that, you're going to be able to pack a punch your gun. And then now the next step we're going to be focusing on is the Wonder Weapon Easter egg step. Now the next step for the Wonder Weapon parts is you want to get the mini boss, aka Oscar, into the back of spawn near old Tessie. And you want him to use his abilities, and you want him to attack the vehicle, and he'll grab a part which is called the damaged drone. That'll be one part for your Wonder Weapon, but there's more though. And in the front of the trunk there is also a car battery that he needs to interact with, and that'll also be the part for the Wonder Weapon. Now the next part is you want to look for these flickering lamps that are located across the map, and once you have found it you want to shoot it, and it'll give you this other part for the Wonder Weapon, which is the wiring. And you want the next step is to bring Oscar into this trap, and you're going to have to get into a little lockdown sequence which will create a battery overcharge. And once you fully complete it, that'll be the first part for the trap, because you need to do it at least 3 times. Because if you do it, but you have to make sure you don't die or try not to fail it. And you just gotta run around in circles, just training as much zombies as you can. Hopefully just don't prevent yourself from getting killed. Now once you have completed it, you will get another objective, and then the next thing you want to do is you want to get a weapon mod for your gun, and you want to get at least a cryo freeze, and you want to shoot these purple crystals, and it'll drop in absolute 0 fragments, and you want to keep shooting them, and then you have to collect at least 4 to 5 of them, and they're pretty easy to find because it's scattered around the whole map. And this is part of the next trap for Oscar to go into the rocket, and you want to activate it, and he will also be laid into that trap, and he will also kill himself in there, and that'll be the second completion for it. And now the final step you want to do is you want to shoot at least 4 to 5 of these electrical boxes, more like 6 of them actually, and they can go by any order. Like they'll be smoking in the electrical boxes, and you want to start shooting at them, and there's also like a little time limit, and you have to be very quick or else it'll fail. And you have to at least do it at least 6 of them, and if you don't complete it you're gonna have to wait at least 5 seconds, but thankfully you don't have to wait another round. And once you have shot all the electrical boxes, you're gonna begin the last trap, and you want to lead Oscar towards that trap. But in order for you to interact with it, you're gonna have to start this process with the piano, and it'll take you into this little coordinates of the shooting stars, and you want to align it with the sun. And once you align it, the trap will begin, and you want to get Oscar into that trap, and he will start to interact with it, and he will slowly die from it. And once he has died, that's when the Wonder Weapon will finally drop, and you can finally pick it up and you can use it, and it looks pretty cool. I can't wait to use this throughout this whole Easter egg step. Now we got that completed, we can now begin the full process of the main quest of the Easter egg steps.
Are you mad?
Now after you get the Wonder Weapon, the next step you want to do for the main quest is you want to follow Oscar, but you need to be behind him and you don't want to be near him, or else he'll start to attack you. But the reason why, because this is going to be part of the Easter egg where you need 3 codes, and he's going to be putting out these dialogue with all these quotas, and you need to make sure to grab a piece of paper and you'll want to write it down. It's going to name 3 of the planets like Mars, Uranus, and Saturn. Those are the codes that I got, and I have the image right here of what the meaning is, and it has all the distances of the images. So I got 4, 7, and 6. Now, once you have gotten the code, you want to go to the observatory dome and you want to type in those 3 codes. And once you have typed in the code, there's going to be a ladder that's going to go slowly drop down. And you want to go up there, and there's a dead body, and you want to pick up a key inside of his dead body, which is called the crypto chamber key. Now, there's another part that I also missed. It's called the rock saw. You can find the rock saw that is located in the same spot in every game in Spawn. And you want to head to those locations inside the museum. And you want to pick up that saw. Now, once you pick up the saw, you want to head to this little machine right here. You want to interact with it with that key that you picked up from the dead body. And you want to use that saw. It will give you like a little in-game cutscene. But my friend of mine literally was able to cut literally the top of the head and gather the brain, because that's going to be part of the main quest that you need for the Easter egg. Now, once you reach the Luminarium room, you want to place that brain inside this little, this little perfusion machine, and you will be in a 1 minute lockdown, and you want to clear out all the zombies. And it shouldn't take that long, because all the zombies are going to be spawning in like multiple locations, which isn't so bad. Now, as soon as you finish the lockdown sequence, you're going to have to carry that brain, and you want to bring it back to that ritual room. But just remember, it will be similar to literally Liberty Falls, where you have to bring the device, and you will be walking slowly. Just you remember that. But once you head to the location, you want to place that brain inside the machine. But remember, there are going to be a bunch of zombies as soon as you start to gather it and start to repair it. So you want to connect the perfusion machine inside his brain. A bunch of zombies are going to spawn in, and literally we're getting close to the next step of the Easter egg. Now, this one is going to be very confusing, so I'm going to explain as much as I can to you guys, just in case you guys get confused. Now, hovering over on the left side of the brain, there's going to be these little text that has all these types of books that you need to look for. So I zoomed in right here. This is Dr. Thurston's reading list. And I put a list of the 4 books that I got in the game. So the first one that I had was The Black Veil, The Unknowable Void, The Echoes of Andromeda, and the last one is Witchlight Codex. Now, you can repeat this over and over, that way you don't have to forget, but also make sure to write it on a piece of paper to make sure you have everything in order. And once you collect all those 4 books, the one thing you need to go to is you need to head to the room with all these bookshelves. Now, I'm going to explain this all to you guys. All these books in the shelves, there are about a couple of them, and one has a specific title. So let's say if there's one book in the shelf that I have in the order that I wrote, and that's the one that you need for the specific shelf, and in that shelf area there's going to be a statue of the head for me, and each name of the book are placed in each shelves. And if one book is in one shelf, for example, The Black Veil, you have to turn the head statue 1 time. Now, if there are 2 books in one shelf, you want to turn the head 2 times. And remember, there are about 3 statues of the head, and they're in specific bookshelf locations, and each of them has their... Now, after you finish the puzzles of the statues, there's going to be a ladder that's going to be dropping down. You want to climb up. There's going to be these planets you want to pick up. I picked up planet Neptune, and then you want to start heading to the location upstairs, and there's going to be a cable hanging, and you want to place that planet, and it will start spinning around. And then now we're going to begin the next step of the Easter egg. Now, the next step in this Easter egg, there are multiple papers of these little coordinates. So NW means northwest, and that equals Saturn because there's a planet in those papers that indicates the location. So there's about 3 of them. So northeast is Pluto, and the paper shows the color of the planet. So remember to use your brain when it comes to knowing where all the planets are. So the last one will be southeast, which is Saturn. And once you have written all that down, you'll want to go back into the ritual room. And above you, there is a compass. And the compass literally represents all the locations like north, east, southwest, even northeast, southeast, even northwest. So you want to get these planets aligned in their positions. So let's say if I got northwest Saturn, you want to align it within that compass, and you want to make sure you get it in order, and it's better to do it that way instead of doing it randomized, or else you'll get confused and you'll probably mess up as well. Now, as you shooting these compass, make sure I would recommend using a Pack-a-Punch gun. That way it speeds up the process, because usually if you're using like without a Pack-a-Punch, it'll just get a lot slower, especially when you're shooting the planets. And make sure you want to keep shooting them, make sure they're in their proper order. And once you have completed that, you want to go back upstairs and you want to activate the device, and once you complete it, it will say active, and you can now begin the process, and it'll start a huge portal, and that's when Oscar is going to start coming in, and you're going to begin this lockdown sequence. And when you're defending this portal, there's going to be these drones, these UFO drones going to be starting shooting the portal, so you want to shoot at those UFO drones to prevent Oscar from destroying the portal, because you need that for it to finish. And once you complete that, you can now be able to teleport into Mars.
Kind of figured the red planet would be less green.
Yes! We did! Oh, dear!
Now we are getting close into the boss fight. So what you want to do is, after you pick up the item, you want to bring it back to the location over here, and you want to start crafting it. And after that sequence, there's going to be a low gravity system, and there's a thing you want to find. Is there going to be a bird flying up in the air, and you're going to hear these sounds. And you could use your gun. I do not prefer using your wonder weapon because it won't work in order to shoot the antennas. Now, this process for shooting the antennas, I would use your AR, and how this works is these bird is going to fly into the antennas. Once the bird flies to its antenna, you have to shoot it from right to left or left to right, whichever the order is, a couple of times, and then the bird's going to start flying back to the location, and you want to shoot it on to the top, and it'll start glowing blue. And once gravity starts again, you want to jump and pick up the bird. Now, once you have picked up the bird or the bird's eye, you want to hover over to the right side and you want to place it. And once you have placed it, it's going to begin this whole sequence where you have to use your wonder weapon to shoot specific pillars in the symbols. And you have to shoot the top of it. It will have these music activate if you got it right. But if you get it wrong, you're going to have to reset. So how my friend did it is he used the wonder weapon to shoot the first pillar on the left side, and then he shot it 2 of them on that left side. Then he went up the stairs, shot it on top, and then he shot it again on the left side, both of them, and you can get the order completed, and that's when you can start the whole process to the next step of the Easter egg. Now, this final step is activating the symbols. Now, if you get it wrong, you can always do it again, and you don't have to restart the round, thankfully. So if you miss the code, that's okay, you can start it again. But make sure you do it in order, that way you don't confuse yourself. And you want to do all 4 of them, and it'll have the music activated, and once you've fully completed it, you can now begin the boss fight.
Yes! Our little golden friend is pleased. Let's fire up those defense towers.
Now, before you start the boss fight, make sure you're properly prepared with everything, like get good gobble guns, get all your perks, and at least get your Pack-a-Punch to tier 2 or 3, and at least get your guns higher rarity. And that's the way you can get everything prepped up for this boss fight, because I would say it's pretty easy. The first phase is actually not that complicated. You are fighting against the big skull, which is called Calcarius, and it's pretty easy. All you gotta do is collect zombie souls, but make sure you keep running around to prevent these lasers literally beaming at you. And all you gotta do is just keep running around, use your gun, and start shooting at it. And when you collect enough souls for this, you can now use that beam to literally shoot at the skull, and it will take a lot of damage. And it's pretty easy because we did it about like a couple times, and it literally died instantly. Now, like I mentioned before, there are actually about 4 phases throughout this boss fight, and the first one is easy, but like I said, just keep killing all the zombies, kill like all these souls, and then you can deliver the final blow for the first phase, and literally just keep doing the routine. It will also do multiple stages for the first phase, like dropping acid, and you'll start to lose health and toxins, all that such. And literally, this process isn't so hard. Just keep running and just don't stand in one position, or else you'll get yourself killed.
And I learned that mistake before, and just try not to do that. Just literally just keep running, and after you complete that, you defeated the first phase of the boss fight. Now the second phase is now going to be literally using your gun. I do recommend you using the LMG, and literally it's good on my hand. You're going to have these meteors start falling at you, and now the boss is going to be starting running around. Caltharius is going to start literally running around throwing rocks at you. So you want to avoid that as much as possible, because you do take a lot of damage, and also rack up on points too, because it would help you literally secure as much ammo as you can. And literally as soon as you keep shooting the boss's body parts, he will start to crack and his weak spots will start to glow blue, and that's when you want to deliver literally all your shots on him, and he'll start taking a lot of damage. And it's going to be really good because his weak spots are literally showing, and it's the perfect way to start shooting at him instantly. And you don't have to deal with the zombies that much, because if you're like literally fine with all your perks and everything else, you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about the zombies too much, but you just have to focus more on shooting the boss and the weak spot. But after you finish the second phase, the third phase is going to get a little bit harder, because he's going to start using all these literally, it's going to make it a little bit complicated. So he's going to start throwing more meteors at you, and there's going to be different stages, so you're going to have to keep running around and literally avoid those as much as possible. And like I said before, do not stay in one location, or you will go down and take a bunch of damage. I learned that, and just make sure to keep rotating over and over, and you'll be safe. Just keep running, and if he's aiming at you, get behind at least the pillars. That way you don't take damage from throwing those pillars at you. And also just keep running. Like I said, he'll also do this Hulk smash phase, where he will literally drop and like smash the floor, and you will take damage. So when he does that, jump as soon as he does that. That makes it easier, that way you don't lose damage at all, or your health, as you can say. Now as soon as Cathilius Ascendant is finished, aka in the third phase, now you're in the process of the final phase, and it's going to get a lot more harder. So just keep continuing the routine, and this time he's going to be shooting a bunch of lightning literally across the map like a trap, and you can instantly go down in a pain. That's why you need to avoid that as much as possible, and it sucks. That's why I would carry stims. Stims are going to help you a lot when it comes to this situation, and just avoid these lightning meteors. That way you don't get yourself down immediately, because it is really complicated. And everything else, you just keep doing what you're doing, just keep shooting at him, especially in his weak spots. We also did this method if we were going to shoot the rock as soon as he throws it at us, but it didn't work, but we thought it did, but unfortunately it didn't. But yeah, continue this routine. It'll help you, it'll save your life, and if you're doing this solo, it will be pretty easier for you. And literally this boss fight is the easiest one, better than the one in Ashes of the Dam. I thought it would be hard, but thankfully it wasn't. It's actually really good. I would definitely compare it to one of the bosses in Black Ops 6, but this is one of the best ones, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that we were able to defeat it. And we were so grateful we were able to defeat it on day one, and that is the best one, and that's how you defeat the boss fight. And you will now be granted the skin for Nikolai, the unfiltered skin, and he looks amazing. And you also get the calling card as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment down below your Activision name, that way I can help you get this reward and literally help you defeat the boss fight, because it is really that easy, and I can literally help you guys get this. So please make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a great day, guys. And please, like I said, just comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Give me back my life, creature!
Easy.
He is here.
Discovered! Quick! Get out! Go!
Well, the gang's all here. And if you ain't the ones been busy letting my pets out their cages, I think y'all earned yourselves a timeout. Take 'em.